So you're wondering if the Maonocaster audio mixer is going to be a good purchase for your live streaming or even live performing. Let's get into the functionality, the ease of use, and some of the drawbacks, and honestly the big question of, is it worth the $100 price? Answer, it is. Now with that being said, just to kind of go from left to right, you have your power button for your XLR microphone that's in. You have a 3.5 millimeter jack at the back here that you could do for your secondary mic, and that is what this volume is here. No power button there. It's basically done through the preamp inside of the actual mixer itself. You have your aux in, so whatever you have your aux connection, I have my aux kind of connected for Bluetooth, so whatever is Bluetooth in is my aux, so I can be able to go about that. And then whatever I'm doing, you can kind of see right here on this channel what everything goes about, and I like to be able to max it out. Now the next thing here is the sound pad. So sound pad is relatively easy. Basically all that you do is you just hold a sound pad down, and then it will blink at you, letting you know that it's deleting what is ever on there. And then if you want to be able to record something, you just press it once. It will slow blink at you, and then you can press it back to kind of clear it. And then as long as you have your pad volume up and your loop back on, press it once. It will then go ahead and tell you whatever it is that you recorded. Now, moving on from the sound pad, basically all that you have available to you is your reverb, your sidechain, music, dry wet, loopback, and your denoise. Now, loopback is to be able to help with the sound pad itself. So if you're planning on recording, it's nice to have this specifically on for the sound pad. So when I'm live, I do have it on just in the event that I want to get something relatively quickly to be able to record. Other than that though, dry wet basically means that if I have reverb on, so if I want to be able to record a sound pad with reverb, I need to make sure that dry wet is off. If dry wet is on, it will not capture my reverb. Pitch correction, which is this little dial. Hello. And then you can
go relatively high.
And then, so that is nice. That will always reflect over into your sound pad regardless if dry wet is on. Sidechain means that whenever you have music live going through, so if I use the Bluetooth function on my phone to be able to have Spotify going, which is exactly how I run my streams. Fun little fact, if you hit me up in the comments and it's something that's interesting to you, I run Bluetooth into the Maonocaster from my phone, control it through my computer, utilize a third-party software to be able to split the audio so that I can be able to run my streams with my audio on a separate channel so that it does not show up within my Twitch VODs. And if you're wanting to be able to see how to go about it with this specific Maonocaster, you can let me know within the comments. Moving on from that, the pad volume is something that you also want to take into consideration, because if I press the button and the pad volume is completely down, you will not be able to hear whatever that is that you recorded. Then you have some EQ settings up here. So if you're wanting to be able to make your voice sound really, really low, or if you're wanting to be able to make your voice sound relatively tinny, or if you want to make your voice sound really, really high, you can kind of EQ it through that. You have your instrument gains through your secondary quarter jack, and then you have monitoring. Now, monitoring is a little interesting. Basically what this allows you to be able to do is hear your own voice and hear everything that's kind of going on within the board itself. Now, if you're plugged in, which is where I'm plugged in as the output here for headphones, you hear all audio cues. So whenever it is that you press a button, it will say reverb hall, or reverb karaoke, or auto tune on, or dry wet on. You'll hear some audio cues, and that can get a little clunky. It can be a little annoying at points, but it's a really nice function. But with a single press of a button, there's the power button on the back side here. Probably see it a little bit, but there's a little button that if you press it, it kind of gets rid of the specifics on your monitoring. So if you're somebody that really hates hearing your own voice, you don't have to listen to your own voice, and it's really, really nice. For me, because I come from a live performing background, so I like to be able to know how much reverb I have, where my voice pitching is at, just to make sure that I'm not leaving something on. And then especially when I'm live streaming, my viewers are like, hey, why do you have reverb on and it's triggering? But overall, a really, really strong device just for the pricing of just under $100. I picked this up right as there was a 20% discount on this device. And in all honesty, I think this is just as, if not stronger than the Go XLR itself. Granted, there is some other neat features that the Go XLR has, but it's coming at 4 times the price point. And hearing from Helicon that they ended up getting rid of a lot of their software development team and they ended up going and starting their own new company, I was very disheartened, and I wasn't ready to drop $400 on a piece of product that was going to eventually go and be unstable with new updates that are going to be happening on Windows without our control over. So with that being said, really, really strong device. If you're planning on wanting to grab one, you can click the link within my description and it should take you directly there. But overall, if you're looking to kind of get something that's really, really strong and interesting, and also if you're planning on ever wanting to utilize an auto tune function, it's a really easy just digital press button, and you can be able to get rid of it just by a single press on the little button for the reverb back. Yellow essentially is your flat tone. And this entire video was recorded utilizing the preamp and everything on the XLR and onboarding of this Maonocaster itself. Overall, it's a little bit more electronics than some of the other products that I have utilized in the past, but in all honesty, for the functionality and the price point, I don't really think that you can beat it. So with that being said, I really hope that this video was informative. Maybe it answered some of your questions, and if it did, maybe you can drop a thumbs up, maybe even hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, again, make sure to hit me up in the comments, as I would love to be able to connect with you and answer any other questions. You can get plugged in my Discord and we can be able to connect there. And also, if you want to see me using this live and hearing the live auto tune, you can go and check out some of my live streams. I'm live every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And with that being said, I really hope, again, that you got some information from this video, and maybe I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.